And moving on, we have the U, Miami, Florida. Obviously, a team no stranger to hype at all, but I believe they're really going to be one of the most improved teams in college football in 2024. They went 7-5 just a year ago. Their over-win totals up to 9.5. One of the favorites to win the ACC, a pretty wide open ACC, if you might ask me. Is their schedule tough? Yeah, underratedly pretty darn tough, especially out of conference. You have Florida, and at USF, two in-state games that are kind of brutal, but you don't leave the state of Florida until, what was that, week 6? I mean, you're going to California, but at least you're playing California Golden Bears. Obviously, we love Justin Wilcox over there, but you're going to be more talented in that game. And then you get a bye week and you can reconvene in the rest of the ACC schedule. I really like what Miami's building here, recruiting, transfer portal, doing the right things, hopefully. And their staff pieces, yes, it didn't lead to maybe more wins than we thought, but Shannon Dawson and their staff that they put together a year ago, I think it's going to work this year. Cam Ward comes in. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, like it was margins for them, man. It was margins. It was coaching margins, and frankly, it was turnovers. I mean, 1.2 interceptions per game. Miami. I've thrown that stat around a couple times on this show. 1.2 interceptions per game, ranking 111th. In some pretty big games too, and you saw what this team was capable of against Texas A&M when they took care of the football. Their athletes made
They
plays.
didn't even take care of the football. They didn't even take care of the football. They had some blunders, special teams wise.
Well, I'm
Right?
saying but they made an explosive special teams touchdown
Yeah,
make
yeah,
up for that. If
yeah.
their athletes make plays on special teams like they can, and their quarterback takes care of the football, which I think Cam Ward can do, and also Cam Ward can he can make throws that Tyler Van Dyke cannot. I'm under that impression. Now, Tyler Van Dyke can make some pretty incredible throws. That's why he was pretty highly touted as a prospect. I mean, geez, seems like 2 years ago we were talking about him as potentially a first round quarterback. Mel Kiper had him mocked in the first round preseason 2 years ago. I mean, this is a team. Yeah, sure, you lose Colby Young, but I think you're still talented at wide receiver. Do they get Xavier Restrepo back? That's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's a big time win there. And you bring over Elijah Alston, I'm sorry, from Marshall, reuniting him with Lance Guillory. I don't know, man. I don't know. You mentioned coaching and turnovers. I mean, part of that was Mario Cristobal in-game coaching, which I don't know how much better it's gonna get. Right? I can't predict the future. I don't know if he's realized that's a problem and he's gonna have a support staff to be there for him to make sure that he's doing the right things that he has to do, but also like turnovers and Cam Ward. Yes, you get all the upside with him. There are some dangerous spots where he can do too much a little bit, but that was also for Washington State where there was a serious talent gap there in a lot of the games he was playing. He was playing hero ball, and their O line was doing bad, and he was running around. To me, I think O line's a strength of this Miami football team, right? And obviously, you have to have a good O line. You have to be a good O lineman um, if you're gonna play for Mario Cristobal. So we'll see here, but I do love. To me, defensively is why I'm high on them because what you get up front. We talked about Ruben Bain. He is a budding star in college football. He is just about unblockable. He is a freak in nature. He's only getting better in year 2. You bring in some damn good recruits, right? Obviously, Justin or Justin Scott, Marquise Lightfoot, Armando Blunt, some high name guys, all in
How
the
about CJ
interior. They're quick at
Clark?
picking. CJ Clark. To me that this is a damn good defensive line that they're building there, and obviously taking advantage of some of the teams. Maybe you're playing Florida State, and maybe their line's not as good as it was last year. Clemson struggled offensive line wise, and in the ACC, you can really get better year over year. Obviously, Clemson maybe potential ACC championship game, not on the schedule, but yeah,
Yeah, I think people are like, oh, they lost both their NFL safeties. Like these two safeties, I'm no pro, okay? But they have slowly slipped down draft boards. They have the size, the speed, the athleticism. They have it, right? If you go back and watch that UNC game, man, they got absolutely torched. They got torched by Drake May. Like there were times like when they were just not in the right spot. And then you also look at when they had what's his name? Who's on the Bears right now?
oh, the cornerback from a year ago,
Yeah, just drafted in the second round.
Stevenson, Steven,
Yeah,
or
yes, Stevenson. Stevenson.
yeah.
Gosh, what are we doing as Bears fans? I can't even think of his name. That's nuts. Anyways, he had a really good second. It just felt like it just never came together with those guys, no matter how talented they were. Tyreek Stevenson, that's his name.
Yeah,
Gosh, that was gonna bother me. Huge that we got that. Big time plays, big time plays. But yeah, sure they're gonna be relying on some transfers in the back end there, but in a front seven like that, it might not matter too much. It might not matter as much as you think, you know. And you still get Francisco Mauigoa for another year at middle linebacker when he transferred over from was it Washington State a
yep,
year ago. I like him at running back. I mean, you drove what's his name out of there. Now Mark Fletcher's just he's gonna be the guy. I think he's a really special athlete there at running back, and he's gonna be running behind some absolute beasts on the that offensive line. Yeah, this is a team that I think everyone's excited for. Double digit wins, it's a lot to ask for, but you know, going from 7 wins to 9.5, 10 wins on this show, we would say that is a huge improvement.
absolutely. Especially what that means for this program. You win 10, 12 games or 10, 11 games, you're going to be right in the thick of playoff push because of the expanded playoffs. And to me, that's exactly where you want to be in year 3 with an expanded playoff of Mara Cristobal.